Today I want to do a product review on this litter tray here. So this is called the Litter Robot 3 Smart Self-Cleaning Litter Tray. It's manufactured by a brand called Whisker, who I believe are an American company. The reason I wanted to do this is I'm a cat sitter, so my business is Smiling Cats and Dogs, and I've come across two of these. So two of my regular clients have got these. Now, as I say, this one is the Litter Robot 3. There is a newer design on the market called the Litter Robot 4, and I will mention a couple of comparisons when doing this review. So I just wanted to cover some of the main pros and cons to this, and show you a little bit about the machine, how it works. I have got some footage of the tray doing its cycle, which I'll explain what it does, and then I'll include footage of that at the end. So just show you around it. So this is the main dome, as you can see here. So this is where you would put the litter. So the whole concept of this, so this little grid here, what happens is when your cat uses it, to say that there's debris to go in it, it turns a cycle. So you've got the buttons here on the right. So if you wanted to do a manual cycle, you'd press the cycle button. This is Jack, he's the user. If you want to actually empty the whole thing, which you will need to do every few days or so, you just press the empty button and it would actually empty all of the litter out. And then reset is just if you need, if anything happens to it or it just needs a reboot or whatever, you'd use the reset button. And then it tells you with the buttons below. So at the moment it's ready for normal operation. The middle button tells you when it's cycling, and the last one, the third one, timing. Not quite sure when that comes into operation, but yeah. And then obviously you've got your on and off button there. It's connected to the mains at the back here, so you just plug it in. So the whole concept behind it is it self-cleans. So once your cat uses it, it goes round in a cycle, so it triggers a cycle. Now, there is an app that comes with it that you can control from your phone, and you can set timings. So what a lot of people suggest is to leave it 5 or 10 minutes maybe after the cat's used it, and then program it to do a cycle. It just means that, things have hardened in the tray, and it's more ready to go basically. So when it does its cycle, which you'll see footage of later in the video, it traps any debris in there. So the clean litter ends up going into a separate compartment just temporarily. So it does a cycle round and then it comes back round again and it deposits all of the debris into a tray at the bottom. So it captures it all in this tray at the bottom here. And then you just put liners in, obviously, as well. So, and those, you only have to change every few days. Obviously, depending on how many cats you've got, how often they use it. If they're going outside as well, they might not use it as often. But then when it's in its cycle, it will come back and it will deposit all of the clean litter back into the dome again for the cat to use. So all of the debris gets removed, and then you're left with the clean litter afterwards. So it's really hi Jack. It's really good for convenience. One of the main pros is that you're not changing litter trays every day. It keeps it clean, so when you're out of the house, you don't have to worry about, if you've got more than one cat, then going in after the other one and treading in whatever is in the tray. It cleans it while you're out. And it's especially good for, when cat sitters are coming in. because it's really easy for them. I found this to be very easy to manage. It makes my life a lot easier. And it removes any debris at regular intervals, so it's very convenient. And as I say, you don't have to change a litter for a number of days, obviously depending on usage. It's got some very sophisticated safety sensors on it, so it can detect when a cat is actually using the litter. So it won't cycle. It keeps the cat safe, so it doesn't move while it detects the weight inside it. Now, different products have different weight sensor limitations. So one of the main criticisms of this model, and also the Litter Robot 4, which is the newer version of this, is it's not really suitable for very tiny cats or kittens because it doesn't always pick up their weight. So for safety reasons, I would definitely not let a kitten use it. It's got very good odour control. So sometimes some people have reported that there is some odour, if your cat isn't burying its poop properly. But once it cycles and it's gone down into the tray, obviously it's all enclosed, so that helps to trap. Oh, it's doing its cycle now. That helps to trap anything in there, any odours. Now, the Litter Robot 4, so the next version up from this, I'll just show you what it's doing when it's going round. It's got better odour control apparently because it's got a more adequately sealed bottom tray, so odour control is much better on the Litter Robot 4. Also, you will notice that this is making quite a noise. That's one of the cons to it. It is quite noisy. But the Litter Robot 4 is much quieter. That's one of the main advantages to the new model. So as you can see, that's the bottom tray there. So if there was any debris in it, which there isn't currently, that would go down into that bottom tray. But there isn't anything at the moment, so it's now turning back. And then what it will do is all the clean litter, which is in that pouch up there, I believe, that will come back down and then sit at the bottom of the dome again. So it's very clever how it does it. I'll just let you watch this process. So what's happened here basically, because I've opened the tray, it's triggered a cycle. Now, on the client's app, he's probably set a timer up to say, you know, after a certain amount of time, please do a cycle, you know, because the tray's been opened. It triggers it. So see, all the clean litter's coming back through there, look. And then in a moment, it will just reposition itself. So see, everything's clean at the bottom. I have actually topped the litter up a little bit this morning. So you will see, it's probably not visible at the moment, but there is like a line around the centre. That usually tells you how much litter to put in it. And the app also tells you if you need to top up your litter. It might tell you that the litter's running low, because as it clumps, you know, there's less litter in the bottom eventually. So leading on now to the main cons of this, just to give you sort of a balanced view, with the litter itself, you need to use very fine litter granules. If they're anything too big, it tends not to get rid of some of the dirty litter. So you've got to be very careful what you use because of the size of that mesh there. So anything bigger than those holes there, it's not going to do its job very effectively. It's not going to get rid of dirty litter. So that is one of the considerations there. Also, you do need to clean it regularly. So what people have reported, they do is do like a deep clean every so often, because it can trap like smells after a while. So it's quite easy to take apart. I mean, I'm not going to do that now, but I have done this before. So you've got these like little levers at the side here. So you just press those in, and it would push, I think it pushes this back, or it releases the actual dome, and then you can take it out and you can clean inside the dome and also the tray at the bottom. But people say as long as you keep that clean and do it every so often, obviously again, depending on usage, it just keeps it nice and clean and easy to manage. The client that owns this one said it is very easy to clean. So it's not a big con at all. It's actually, quite manageable. It is quite big and clunky, probably more so than a standard litter tray, but you're doing it far less than you would with any normal litter tray. So one other thing that people reported on this is, obviously if your cat is suffering from abnormal stools, so diarrhea or runny poops, as you can imagine, that would create quite a mess. So it would get trapped in the reservoir thing there, and it would slop about all over the inside of the dome. So that is something to consider if your cat does suffer from abnormal poops. It might not be the best option for them, but of course, if your cat's dealing with that, then that's a veterinary issue, and it is best to get it sorted anyway. So yeah, more incentive then to go and book a vet appointment and get that sorted out. But some cats do suffer from sensitive tummies, so yeah. Some people report that their cats struggle to get used to these. It takes quite a bit of getting used to. I know that cats that I've had in the past, they didn't like simple things like trays with the little doorways. I always used to have to take that off for my cats to use a covered litter tray, for example. So every cat's different, but some people have reported that cats do sometimes take a while to get used to it, but just encourage them to do it. Some people say that just maybe putting a bit of their old litter inside one of these so they can detect their own scent helps with that. So yeah, one consideration though. And as I say, these aren't suitable for kittens or really small cats. Different models have different weight limits on them, but that is something very important to consider. The sensor doesn't always pick up on that. So also people have mentioned, so say like you've got a big breed of cat, so like a Maine Coon for example, some people wish that the domes, the inside of the tray itself, the door, the opening there could be slightly bigger for bigger breeds. For most cats, your standard domestic short hair, not a problem at all, and long hair of course. Don't know why I said that. Just your standard moggy, normal sized cat. But if you've got one of the bigger breeds, yes, I can see there straight away that could be an issue. Jack is showing us now that he's going to be using it. I won't film him properly using it if that's what he's going to do, but yeah, but he, as you can see, he's very comfortable. He's very comfortable going in there, isn't he? So yeah. Now, one thing that the client who owns this one said is this lining at the front here. So that's starting to come away, as you can see. So that rubber lining in the doorway there is not great, and it's also got a hole in it there. So he said that that part hasn't been very durable. But he said that these products have a very good warranty on them. So I looked this up. Now, most warranties that you get in the UK are around 2 years. You can get extended warranties, but the Litter Robot 3, which is an older model, it does say that the extended warranties are being phased out on those models, because obviously they've now got the Litter Robot 4 that replaces it, which you will still be able to get extended warranties on. But the client did say that the warranties are very good, so I'm sure at some point he'll get that rubber lining replaced. Another reviewer that I saw mentioned this. Now, a lot of cats, if you notice their litter tray habits, they tend to use it in the same way each time and position themselves in the same way. And because cats are creatures of habit, they scratch at certain points within the litter tray. So some feedback on it was that if your cat is scratching, because they do when they bury, if they're scratching a certain area, say they were scratching this part here, it can get worn after a while, and it can damage the inside because it's quite soft. This is, it's quite tough and, well, it's quite durable, but it is, you know, that you can prod that and you can feel it move. So that is slightly vulnerable to a cat scratching in a particular area multiple times. So retail price then. So you'll find these retailing at around the £350 to £400 mark. Obviously at a lot higher price than your standard litter tray. But obviously if you have got the budget, it is a very good product for convenience, for safety, reliability, just keeping everything clean. On the Litter Robot 4s, the app apparently is quite sophisticated and it can detect health issues as well. Now I haven't used the app at all, so I can't tell you in detail what that entails, but that was one of the things that was mentioned. Now the Litter Robot 4 retails at significantly higher price. You're looking at about £700 for one of those. So yeah, quite a bit of a difference in price. As I say, the manufacturer is called Whisker. So you will find that there are self-cleaning litter trays on the market from other manufacturers, and prices for those are a lot lower, so around £230 for the unit. But the thing with Whisker that sets them apart is the app, sophistication of the app, the excellent sensor systems that it's got on it, the excellent warranties, and just an all-round better product really. So yeah, so I hope that has been informative for you. Any questions, please put them in the comments and I'll do my best to respond and to give you any answers. And yes, I hope you found that useful. Thank you very much, everybody. Take care and have a good day. Bye-bye.